Yes, welcome to the Arsenal stand, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, we are here again. As told you yesterday, that we're gonna be back today to discuss certain things that concern Arsenal. As you guys know, Arsenal lost yesterday. That was Sunday, 1-0 to the Arsenal. 2-3. That was very devastating, and for everybody who was with me yesterday can agree with me how difficult it was really to recover from that loss. But all in all, today we are back again and we are discussing some key things that we think can help us in this wonderful moment. As we know, it's been last few days where like you just thinking like, oh man, Arsenal has not been great and they just lost to the worst team of Manchester United, having that manager bounce, as you guys know. Always, manager bounce can give us a lot of problems, and a lot of problems comes when we always just there. And Arsenal, as always, you guys don't know that we have been not at our best. I would say the last three games we haven't won any completely. Nottingham Forest 0, Liverpool 0, no goal scored, few shots and game attempts like very little, almost nothing to do in most of those games. And I knew it was gonna come. Like as you guys know, once you start losing the momentum at some point, it will catch up with you. And yeah, he caught Arsenal unaware and very optimistic that this game that we're going to play on Wednesday, which we're going to have some a little bit of a review on it as well. But before we go in for any of the preview and review that we have few things that I need to address today in these live streams. So if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe and be part of the channel. And we bring for you every single day the latest sports and latest news as far as Arsenal is concerned. And we give you all that you want to hear as far as Arsenal is concerned. Now, we want to look at some of the key things that I looked at the game against Manchester United and why we really failed to perform well and why we did not um, do what we always do. As we know, Arsenal always build their game in a very unique way and playing from the back and kicking up front. Because of late, we have seen Arsenal's changing their style of game and the way they play. It suits the specific kind of game. That's just the way Mikel Arteta wants always to channel his things. Each game that he plays, he wants it to be in a different structure. But it feels like it's just very almost non-dynamic. Like it's just the same, passing the ball um, to the other side, to the left, to the right, moving forward. There was no urgency. We talk about that in the yesterday's stream, and it's one thing that I noticed with the Arsenal players. Um, they are becoming too emotional when it comes to playing the big games. I don't know whether it's pressure. I don't know whether it's something that is um, at the back of their mind, thinking of what they have gone through, like losing all the games, titles, coming second every single year. The last 3 years, they were just run-ups. I don't know if that is creeping in their brain or it's just one of the games that um, we know for sure wasn't like the best for them against Manchester United. But to make it all matters worse, I feel like for this game that happened on Sunday, there were all sort of things that you could clearly see that they were not on it. Like you could see the players being very nervous. Like they are at home and fans are all behind them. They're playing, they're doing all what they're supposed to do, kicking the ball, and it just looks like they were not ready for that much. And that's one thing that I saw. Like, if you are going for the title, you need to be ready. You need to be ready to play like to the best. But it feels like the way they were playing against Manchester United on Sunday, that was not acceptable. Like clearly wasn't acceptable. All the players didn't do what they're supposed to do. Beginning from Raya. Like I'm gonna do my my rating. I feel like nobody in that team would even get five to me. Like my score rating, I don't feel like anybody was doing their best in the game to really even do something that we expected of them. First of all, I want to start with Trossard. Trossard, in some games, he is like really prolific, like very, very talented, very good. But like, what was he doing yesterday? Like, what was he doing yesterday? And I feel like Mikel Arteta should have just taken him out real quick. Like, staying with the ball for such a long, long time, like losing balls after balls, losing duels after duels. Like you just clearly see that they were not on top. They were not like in the game itself, and that cost us a lot. And that's one thing that I want to really to iron out and see. Um, what's the best solution for that? We will come out to that. Now, Trossard was not actually the only player that was doing um, worst. Another player is Zubimendi. Like that is the worst game of Zubimendi I've ever seen in an Arsenal shirt. Like he came in like very, very, very mentally strong. I don't know what was actually making him shake, like making him so careless in this game. Yeah, like you don't really understand. Like sometimes you feel like if it was not just because Arsenal were on top, you feel like it's kind of like a match fixing kind of. But I don't understand why you at home, you're still on top of the league, and your biggest rival comes to you at the Emirates, and you just let them run and run and run you out all through. I want to say about substitution that Mikel Arteta made in this match for Manchester United. Bringing Quadruple like three, four guys at the same time and thinking that it was going to change the game, that was a very, very big mistake to me. Very big mistake. Why? Because the midfield was already struggling and he just totally transformed everything. Mikael Merino in, Trossard out, Odegaard out, bringing in Eze. Like, how can you change the whole midfield just in the 50 something minutes and thinking they are going to rejuvenate, they're going to change the game? I feel like bringing four people at the same time, four players at the same time, cost Arsenal at the end because he left the back of Arsenal line very open. Because even if Zubimendi made that mistake, he was still doing well, like in the game. I don't know why he made all those four changes just right at the same time, like transforming everything. He took Arsenal from the 56th or 54th minute till 80 something minutes after the changes he has made to score from a corner kick. Where was all the number 10 and number 8 at that point? Like for almost 20, 30 minutes, nothing was done completely. So we do blame him for that. I dearly blame Mattel Arteta for the loss against Manchester United. The players also are to blame because they didn't turn up. Like the moment that we needed them, they did not turn up. That was also on the players, especially the forward players. What was Gabriel just doing? You scored two goals in Inter Milan. Like you should be very, very active and playing your best after scoring two goals. And you were given the chance as well to perform and do what you're supposed to do. That is scoring goals. I don't think he even had a shot on target. Not at all. Like Gyökeres came in, he didn't even have a shot on target. Nothing completely. So who should we blame here? Who should we look at? What can Arsenal now do if the attack is failing to produce what they are supposed to produce? Like they don't do the basics. Leave alone Madueke coming in, just like playing like a 4-year old. I don't know why. Always Arsenal go for these Chelsea rejects, like every single time. Chelsea, like I always think maybe Chelsea bailed Arsenal at some point, but like looking at how many players that Arsenal have got from Chelsea, guys, like all this entire season, like Arsenal have been getting players from Chelsea, players from Chelsea, players from Chelsea, players from Chelsea. Like almost could make a squad. Like the players that we have got from Chelsea, I tell you, can even make a full squad by itself. Beginning from Gallus, going to Luis, going to Willian, going to oh my, I name it. There's so many players that I feel like Arsenal wasted money on them. Leave alone Havertz. Like, why do we spend money on players that we think they are not even gonna help Arsenal at any point? It's just not. It's not ideal for me. And a lot of runs, guys. But those are some of the things that I looked at the game similarly. But the things that we are going to be talking about to do, let me know in the comment and what you think of the game. Blanktown saying hi, bro. Thank you so much for joining, and please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. And thanks for joining. Let me know what you think about this game because Arsenal, they're not on it. Like seriously, they're not on it, and I'm really worried. Like, are they going to really go through this game? Are they gonna win anything for this season? The last 3 seasons, finishing second every single time. Like, why don't you have that pain in you and like go for it? Like when you say go for it, Mikel Arteta is always, even if it's at home or away, it's like having that handbrake on. Like he doesn't want to free the players. That's one thing that I feel like is becoming a very, very big problem. Having that ability as a coach to be courageous and take and say, go out there and do what you're supposed to do. Play with all your strength, run around, pass the ball, and play this fast kicking football. Arsenal were just very slow, almost everything, like very, very slow. Like throw ins, Ben White takes forever, 5, 20 seconds. Timber takes 10, 1 minute. Like, if you are wanting to win the league, which everybody's desire is to win, why do you have to take that long? Why do you have to take thousands of hours even getting thrown in? So that's the problem. It's a very, very big problem that I noticed. Now, another thing that I also want to talk about is it time that we are seeing Arsenal crumbling? Is it this? Is it the moment where we see that this Arsenal team is not yet experienced enough to win the English Premier League? Is it the squeaky bum moment? That's how we call it. Or is it one of a kind? Because the signs have been coming in and creeping in, beginning from the Chelsea match that we played at Chelsea. Is it the problem? Is it, are we getting tired of every single thing that we are doing? Are the players not believing in themselves? Are they having a problem with the coach? Are they not believing that they can make it over the line? Or is there something that is undergoing that we don't know exactly? Looks like the players want it. Does Mikel Arteta accept it? Is he willing to change his system? because I feel like his system is also the problem. Every time 3-3, I mean 4-3-3, 4-3-3, like it doesn't change any moment. Like when you hear him talk in the press conference, you feel like, oh yeah, he's ready to change. He's gonna play this one, play this style of game, take attack this way, attack that way. Like you feel like he's gonna change when he's talking. But like when the game starts, it's all same Arsenal. Boto job. That's how people call it. Boto job. And I hope I'm wrong. And I hope it's not gonna be the case that Arsenal will lose again this coming season. I mean, this season. And Manchester City as the Sharks that people are always saying Sharks are coming, Sharks are coming. No, not for this moment. So the problem is Arsenal players are inexperienced, and I feel like that inexperience is coming along and helping them really to not. How can I say this? Like the inexperience of the Arsenal players is really affecting them. Because when you look at the end of the game, like at the end of the match, look alone at scoring these late goals at Aston Villa. Aston Villa scored the latest goal, and look what happened. All Arsenal players were like this, almost emotionally consumed. Like you can see that they are devastated, which is right. They have to feel the pain that us. But if you feel the pain of something and you don't adjust and change, it's like nothing. You're just there. Let the pain re energize you and move you to the next level. Let the pain teach you and show you the best way to like move to the next level. You can't let the pain just be there every year in, here out. You're just doing the same thing and the same thing. Attack, not really producing any goals. Attack, just they are not really doing anything that they're supposed to be doing. Yokeres, 5 goals or 6 goals this season. Gabriel Jesus just came back, scored these 2 goals. Arsenal have the capacity and the ability really to do well. I feel like they can do better than what they are doing right now. They can do more than they can if Mikel Arteta frees them and give them the opportunity to play with all the freedom that they have. Look at Manchester United in this game that they played on Sunday. Like Cunha came in, he was just like popping everywhere. Bruno Fernandes moved up top, it's like playing everywhere. Like you can see the freedom that they have compared to Arsenal, where everything is structured, everything is like, oh, you need to kick left, kick right, kick up front, kick left, kick right, kick up front, kick left, kick right, kick up front. It's just like too coached. Like you don't have that freedom to play your ball, go and beat your man and go score. Like we can do that. We have seen how Arsenal played again against Atletico Madrid, against Bayern. Like we are able to do that. Or I feel like Mikel Arteta is just so hard to believe that he doesn't want to give that freedom to the players, because we are capable of doing it. We are able to defeat and play and beat our man and play fast. Like this slow football, like you can sleep even watching Arsenal games nowadays. Like you can literally sleep, like sleep because it's boring. Like there's no desire, there's no momentum, there's no like urge and like that fire burning in you in in the players' heart. Like are they tired? Are they like what's going on? Is there a problem? What do they need a break? Do they need to go back to Dubai and re-energize? Apparently, when you go to Dubai, you come back with a different person. Do they need that break to go back to Dubai and come back a different Arsenal so they can go in for that run? So we need to strategize and see the best way we can change. Anyway, enough of that, guys. It's boring to talk about what happened anyway. But give me your comment and let me know what you think. The next thing that I want to talk about is the fans at the Emirates. We know that at the end of the game, the fans were booing all the players, and they rightfully do that. And I feel like it's not always a good scene when your own fans start to boo you, like you are not. For some reason, they are right to do that because they pay money to go watch Arsenal at the Emirates, and it's something that you can't tell somebody not to do. You have the right to leave the stadium wherever time you want. Let me check a sip a little bit, guys. You have the desire really to. If you have the desire to stay in the game, you are welcome because you paid your money to be there. But booing your players just because they lost to Manchester United, I felt like that wasn't right to me because if you start doing that to the players, is if the players would feel like you're not backing them. We know we have been backing them for these 3 4 years and they still come second. But like it's us as the fans or the supporters at the club to be at the back of the players and show them that yes, we know playing these games is difficult, but you should also try. If the players show the fans that they are trying potentially and truly, we shall also see that Arsenal fans are not turning their back against the players. But this game against Manchester United, we didn't do so much, and the fans were rightfully, um, um, I would say rightfully, I don't know, maybe not rightfully. I would say probably they were obligated to do that. Let me just use that word probably because it's I'm just torn apart. I like to see because we watch the game and we have to also understand that this game is not going to be 100% perfect every single day. Like we are not going to win the whole entire games, 20, 38 games. We are bound to collapse at some point. And that doesn't mean that we are not going to win. It still means that we have to reflect on our things. What are the things that we were doing, winning for a very long time, and why are we not winning now? They just need to sit down and look at themselves and say, we have only 15 games left, guys. We can win this league if we all focus and be at the top and play our game like we started the season. I feel like Arsenal hasn't even reached their potential. They're not like the strongest yet. They can still go on another gear and really do their best. But what is the problem? Is it inexperience of the manager? Is it inexperience of the players? Is it money? Is it what's the problem? Like they have all the necessary things, all the players that can do best in this Arsenal shirt. I know we're lacking like the prolific striker that we all hoped. Everybody hoped it that Gyökeres was gonna be that striker that could take Arsenal over the line, but it seems like he hasn't shown that. He hasn't been the Gyökeres we want and the Gyökeres that we think would perform well. Blanton Town Wolves 9-6. So United so lucky. United so lucky they win. I don't think it was luck. In my view, I feel like um it was Arsenal's own making. Like all the goals that United scored was Arsenal's own making. When have you seen Arsenal give a ball back to the defender in such a manner? Apart from one game that Gabriel did this season, and he made up for it at the end of it all. Why did Superman even pass that ball back? There was a lot of opportunity way in front where Zubimendi would have actually passed the ball to Saka or maybe to Timber, but he opted to go backward, which is one thing that I criticize of Mikel Arteta. All of the positions that we have as Arsenal team, every single game, we play almost 15 minutes backwards. Gabriel, Zubimendi, Rice, Saliba, Raya. Like, it's just the game around the defending area. They're 6 yard box, 18 yard box, and that calls for errors. Like, why do you have to play your game just within your, your half? Your target should be to drive the ball towards the other side of um the game. But I feel like Arsenal focus so much on playing in their box, which causes them to have that pressure from the other teams. So I don't think it was luck, Blanton. It was just a very bad day in the office, and I hope that's one of a kind, and it's never ever gonna be a problem again in the next game. Now let's look at the game that Arsenal is gonna play this Wednesday. We know Arsenal is back in the Champions League, and the game that we're gonna play is against a team that never heard of, and they are the worst team in the Champions League. 1 point in their last eight or wherever games. They have not won a single game, and hopefully Arsenal can use that game as a bounce back for all the things that has happened on Sunday. And I'm looking at probably Arsenal should score more than 4 goals to make us realize that they're still back, they're still in. I know they have been doing very very well in the Champions League, which is totally different. It's just, I know Champions League is a very very different game, totally very different game. But this team called Kairak from what is the name? Kairak, I think it's from um what is the name? Which country is that? Kazakhstan, something like that. So, never heard of them. They're number one in their league. That's how far I can tell you. And they've just been terrible in the league. And hopefully, Arsenal can use that moment to create something and be at their best on Wednesday and score as many goals as they can, so that when we go to play Leeds on Saturday, it will be just a very very good game for Arsenal to play, and we shall get that winning streak back, because in the Premier League we haven't won how many games? 3 games in a row we haven't won, and it would be good to get this energy again against this poor team that has just got on a 1 point in the entire Champions League. I don't think they're just gonna play for fun, and I know Arsenal. Hopefully, I'm seeing probably Mikel Arteta should just rest all the players who started the game against Manchester United and played the second string, in my view, and have the um, second half team to play in the first half of this Champions League. Let Yakore start. Let Madueke start. Let what is his name? Eze start, and then put Odegaard out because he didn't do really anything completely. Take him out of the game. I would go with Eze, Zubimendi, and Rice in the midfield. I would even go ahead to play our new midfield. What is his name? The guy who never plays from Brentford. I don't even remember. No good. So he can play even Nogan instead of Zubimendi and let Zubimendi rest, because if Zubimendi has played so many games, like so many games for Arsenal since he joined. So I would give him a rest for this game, possibly, and so that he can have some time away, and reflect on his mistake that it cost Arsenal with in the league, and hopefully he will learn from that mistake. I know sometimes in football, if you made a mistake, it's always good to play the next game so you can kind of make it right. So we'll see what Mikel Arteta will do on Wednesday if he's gonna put Zubimendi or play maybe no good. I would just not play our captain completely because he's terrible. He's been very very terrible in most of the games. So let's see. We have another from here. Um, Play game 3734. Glory, glory, Man United. I hear you. I hear you guys. It's all good. It's all good. You deserve it, guys. You really deserve it, and I'm not offended at all. You deserve that game. Arsenal just were so bad, so bad. I love Arsenal fan tears. I hear you. Your days will come. It's just two games, two games won, and the way Manchester United fans are really rocking the world with just the two matches that Carragher's won, guys. It feels like they're is supposed to come back. We are going to call Amorim back, and then you will see what will happen. We need to bring Amorim back because with this little win, it feels like Arsenal, it feels like Manchester United fans are back, and they are thinking that they're really, really back. But give me, give me a few days, you guys will realize and see what Fulham will do to you because I'm still not very convinced because I know, like Manchester United against the top four teams, they play really well. Even with Amorim, you can see that every game that they play against the top six or the top five, they always turn up. But their problem is when they play the small teams. And we will see against Fulham. If you guys just knock Fulham out of the way you did Arsenal and Manchester City, I will give it for you. And I will say, yes, Manchester United is on the verge of coming back, which I totally buttered the leak again. I hear you, man. No problem. We will see. It's still a long way. Losing one game doesn't mean you're going to butter it. I just, I just think Arsenal is gonna do better. Because sometimes when you're in a running streak, I would say, like you are playing so well, and when you're playing so well and you get a stumbling box and you get a loss for some reason, I feel like that tunes your brain again to think like, yes, we have been on a very good run, but now that we have got a loss, can we really come back and do another 10 or 15 runs? Because it's only 15 games left for the Arsenal to play. So let's say Manchester City is still there, which we are going to go play at there at Etihad. The biggest game left still, I think, is Chelsea. We are still going to Tottenham Hotspur. Um, and the rest are just like no more games, I would say, because if we can maneuver through those games, if we meet Manchester City in March, I think, if I'm not mistaken, March or April, if we can go to Etihad with at least 6 points ahead, I will be very, very confident that we shall win the league. But if we go to Etihad with 1 point, or maybe 2 points, or even Manchester City above Arsenal, then I will agree with you about the job because I don't think we are still at the point where we're saying, yes, we are going to collapse completely. This Manchester City had that moment where they were having issues and not playing well. And guess what? Manchester City will still lose a game. Arsenal will still lose games. So you can't tell me that, yeah, we are already bottling it right now. No, I don't agree with that completely. Arsenal are going to be bottle are going to bottle it again. I hear you. I already saw that. Then we put three past you. Thanks. I understand that completely. Um, because we were we were a mess completely. We were not on top of our games, and I just agree with you. And yeah, we shall see. This week is coming. We also know that Arsenal still has um, full competitive games running through Champions League, Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup. So we're still winning in three games. I mean, in three competitions, and hopefully, hopefully, if we don't win the Premier League, we still go in for FA Cup, we still go in for Carabao Cup. And guess what? If we win the Carabao Cup against Manchester City, who is our rival in the Premier League, which I see as if it's gonna happen like that because we may be in position to go past Chelsea, and then we should be able to beat them in the finals. And that will give us a very, very big boost. Like that would be the biggest boost to push us to the end of the season and win the league. That's what I think. Um, yeah, that's what I think. So it's crazy. So back to the Champions League game that we're gonna have on Wednesday. The little that I have seen, I'm gonna give my predicted lineup right away here. As we look at that game, it's just a must win for me. I don't feel like Arsenal should even bother to play um their best players because it's just gonna be something very, very easy. In the Champions League, as we know, Arsenal is still on top of the league, and on top of the Champions League, played 7 games, won 7. Let me share my screen here real quick, guys, so we can have it on there real quick. So Champions League here, real quick. There we go. Okay. All right. So in the Champions League, this is how it is. Arsenal are top of the Champions League, played 7 and goal difference of 18 and winning all the games. They're having 21 points. That is in the Champions League. And then also we know Bayern Munich has got one loss that is against Arsenal, and they have got 18 points. And then number 2, Real Madrid. Um, Number 3 with 15 points. Liverpool number 4 with 14 points. Tottenham Hotspur, which is very, very strange. They're not doing well in the Premier League, but looks like they're rocking in the Champions League. That's how the game is. Champions League has been very open for many people. 14 points. PSG 14, 13 points. That is number 7. Newcastle is still 7 too. Wow, that's great. Then Chelsea is still 8. So the top 8 just get automatic qualification, which Arsenal has already qualified. There's actually no reason even for Mikel Arteta to play anyone significant. If he could even get second 11 from the academy, that would do it because he doesn't need the points. The only thing that we need is we shouldn't be beaten, so that when we go to Leeds on Saturday, we would have that momentum moving and kicking on. So basically, it's just getting back to winning ways. That's the only thing. Let's see where this career. Look at the team we are playing. They're like the last team. 1 point, played 6, -14, draw. They got one draw. I don't know against which team. Which the team they played with, where they got the draw, was just they got a red card in the early first half. Like Arsenal should just they should even play Kepa instead of David Raya and just get that win in the bag. I don't see any reason for Arsenal losing this Champions League game. But why would they even lose this? Because if you're playing against a team that has not even scored, they have scored how many goals? Let me see their their goals. Oh man, it looks like they have scored just one goal. So anyway, I don't. There's really nothing much to do about this preview. But anyway, let me get back and and do the my prediction. It's just it's a game that I feel like we don't really need to to do so much with because it's just gonna be pretty easy for Arsenal after that devastating loss against Manchester United. Now let's go for the prediction 11. For this match, I'm gonna go with Kepa because I don't think we need even to play David Raya in the goal because it's doesn't make sense. A team that is number 35 in the Champions League, you don't need your best keepers to be there. Kepa can go in there. I will play um, Ben White in my right, and then I will play. The challenge is Saliba and Gabriel would have to play because almost we don't have anybody in there. Or maybe I could even yeah. I'll still go with Saliba and uh um and Gabriel, and then I'll put still. I will go with Nkapie probably. Maybe no. I'm gonna play Luis. I'm gonna play MLS there in number three, and then in the midfield I will go with Nogard. I'll go with what is his name? Nogard. Let me think. I think Nogard, and I don't want to be complacent, but I feel like Nogard can do the job alongside Eze, and I would keep Rice out of this game. I feel like I don't need Rice for this game. Who can I play? Maybe Mikel Merino. So we have Nogard, Mikel Merino, and Eze in the midfield. And then in the wing, I'll bring back Martinelli since he's doing good in the Champions League. I'll bring him back. And I'll play Gyökeres in the striking line. And then probably have Madueke on the other side. I would totally rest Saka. Maybe I will let him play so that he can get that momentum, but I think Madueke can just go in there to play. That would be my starting 11 for the Champions League. And let me know what you think. That's my prediction for the starting 11. And let me know what you think of that starting 11 because I don't think we need to play our best players. We put three past you. Somebody's still laughing about the three past me. We miss party. For definitely, this is a very good point. John, I think it's a very, very good point because I was looking at it yesterday in my other stream. Like the way Partey used to drive Arsenal to go up front, there's it feels like what is his name? Rice is trying to do that at some point, but Zubimendi doesn't really carry the ball, like go through the midfield with the ball and give that pass. Sometimes with Partey, like you can see how he takes the ball and loop that pass above and like send it to the other, uh, just like above the defenders. Like you could see how good that was. But also he defends well compared to Zubimendi that is not energetic. He is mentally stronger than Spurty when it comes to these skills and like having that vision. I feel like Zubimendi is fit to play up front like a maybe a box to box midfielder, but it's Partey played a very, very crucial role in Arsenal's attack, which we are missing that at some point. I know Eze should have actually done that. Our captain should have done that, but we are not in that position where that deep six box to box is performing the way they should perform. I talked about this yesterday, guys. If you were not there in the stream, go back and watch that. We talked about a lot of things about the midfield yesterday. But yeah, I was saying probably Arsenal needs that aggressive midfielder because Rice is just so nice. Zubimendi is almost quiet. He doesn't talk. Odegaard doesn't talk. Like midfield, you need that aggressive midfielder to be there to like challenge the top teams when you're playing the top teams, you know. But like it feels like Mikel Arteta is having only nice guys in the squad, and sometimes you need that aggressive guys to be part of your team. And that's one thing that we need to really, really improve on. If we are getting the next midfielder, I feel like we should look for somebody who is like aggressive, not only like aggressive in tackles and like winning duels, but their physical presence should be like felt by all the players. Look at the back. Gabriel is like physically there, and you can see how like passionate he is. Like he's very, very, I would say, like talented in defending. He feels happy when he's defending, and his presence is always felt by all the players. Look at the games that Arsenal played without Gabriel, and look at the games when Arsenal play when Gabriel is there. With this game that we played against Manchester United, it's just like Manchester United had only 3 shots on target, and they were all the 3 goals. We didn't give them any chance apart from those 3, but we were just wide open. Like you could see that there was something missing. Or our players normally we keep ourselves tight, we keep ourselves like enclosed, and we didn't give like space. There was a lot of space on Sunday for the Manchester United guys to like operate, and Cunha and all the players like going through, But yeah, you get punished if you do that. So it's not something new. If, in the Premier League, if you just give your players a chance to create that space, like because these are elite teams, the professional players, don't give space. And I feel like the game against Manchester United, there were too much space in almost like in the front of the 18-yard box. We were just a mess, like complete mess. It feels like we didn't have any DM, like the defensive midfielder. We didn't have anybody who could focus on like controlling, commanding, and like saying, yes, do this, move here. Like nobody was doing that, which cost us a lot. So we'll see if this changes. But yeah, I agree with you. We miss Partey so much. I do miss him as well. The other person that I felt like Arsenal should also like could have got a profile that fits the profile of Granit Xhaka, because Granit Xhaka used to be that naughty, aggressive, like that you could feel his presence even just by talking alone. Like everybody knew that if you play around with Zaka, you will get it. But like in this Arsenal team, no, like nobody. Even if you kick somebody, it feels like all the players say, "Oh, just stand up." They just nobody's like on it. So it's it's devastating, but it's all good. We will see what happens. We will see what happens. Please, yeah, if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel and be part of the channel. We will be live every single day to discuss Arsenal. We know for sure that the transfer is going on. We need to talk a little bit of transfer at this moment and see, and then we close. But there's really, really nothing new for Arsenal transfer news. But sometimes when you are bit, Arsenal always likes to, how can I say, likes to go in to buy players whenever they're bit. So let's see if they have anything new, transfer news right here for Arsenal. So we will see. Let me check. Um, Fabrizio Romano saying anything about Arsenal, but okay. So there's really nothing much except it's just about Julian Alvarez from Atletico Madrid. The report is suggesting that Arsenal is willing to pay 83 million euros, but this is not for this winter. It's for the summer. And let me know if you what do you think about that? Do you think Alvarez would save Arsenal crisis, or it's just totally something that will not transform? I would take Alvarez at Arsenal. Like really, even right now, if I can get him, I would take Alvarez because he is a prolific striker. He's a very, very good striker, and I feel like he would suit Arsenal's style of play. Um, and he is also fast and is technically gifted in scoring goals. I know Manchester City had him there. He even coming from the bench and stuff like that, he still um, played this game and he still scored goals. So having him at Arsenal, if we are to get a new striker, I would get him. Definitely go for Alvarez. That's one rumor that we have here hanging around. Apart from that, basically it's just Waneri going to Marseille. That is one news that he already scored a goal even going there, so that's not a news anymore. But it just feels like Arsenal doesn't even need anything. Like we feel like we have a good squad that can win anything. If we need anything, I would say maybe we get a left back potentially, because sometimes playing Calafiori and playing Timber there, I feel like it just changes the whole team. If we had like somebody who has stomped their feet on the left back position, and maybe add also a right back, because if Timber have injury, there's no actually literally no one apart from if Ben White is not there. We have only two guys there, and I feel like it's also a problem that we have had because the injury is a very very big thing in the Arsenal. Very very big thing. I don't know why, because it's cost Arsenal so many times in so many ways. So yeah, that's all we have for today, guys. There is nothing about any other transfer news, but we will get more news in case. But I don't think Arsenal is gonna sign anybody. Definitely. All that 3-2. This is the this is the begging of the end of the begging of the end for you. The beginning. I think he meant the beginning. So yeah, the beginning. Yeah, it's the beginning of the end of you. John, I don't think that is true because we're still on top of the league. Don't forget that. It doesn't mean that we are going to collapse right away because we could be winning our games till we meet Manchester City, and that doesn't mean we will lose the game at Manchester City. Even if we keep the 4 points till the end of the season, Arsenal will still be champions. So I don't think it's a downfall. Totally, I don't think we are going to win all the games left. I totally agree with that. We are not going to win all the games left. But if we can restructure ourselves and come back together and go in for a 5, 6, 10 winning streak, I'm very confident that we will win the league because it's only 15 points. I mean 15 matches left. Let me look at Let me look at the fixtures right here, and we shall be able to give you what I think Arsenal fixtures. So, in the Premier League, let me share with you on here so you guys can see it as well. If I can share the screen right here. So, the fixture. Okay, so take a look at here. Arsenal is going to play the Kairat something from Kazakhstan that is in the Champions League. And we are going to play on Saturday. That is Leeds United, which for sure I am going to be 100% sure that Arsenal will win this one because they cannot lose again. That would be criminal for Arsenal to lose the game against Leeds because that's going to be a very big sign to show that we are going to be bottle masters again. If we don't win against Leeds United, I'll come back here and tell you that we are coming to the end, to the beginning of the end that you are talking about, John, because I feel like Leeds, we will win against Leeds. Now, we have Arsenal playing Sunderland. We got a draw with Sunderland, so I'm very sure we will beat Sunderland at home. Then we have Wigan Athletics, that is in FA Cup. Um, that's not gonna help. I want to see just the Premier League, and we have a game against Wigan, that is FA Cup. We have games against Brentford, that is League One. Here I'm in the Carabao Cup semi-final against Chelsea. And then we have a game against Tottenham Hotspur. We have a game against Chelsea again. That is in March. Let me see. When are we playing Manchester City? That is still Manchester City. That is April 18th. So from the April 15th, before we reach April 18th, we're gonna play Bournemouth, which I know for sure. If we can get wins against Bournemouth, Wolves, Everton, maybe get a draw against Chelsea, win at Tottenham, win at Brighton, win at Sunderland, win at Brentford, and win at Leeds, we should be good to go at Manchester City with at least more than 5 or 6 points. So if we can make it there at Etihad with at least 6 points, because for sure I know Manchester City is still going to play Liverpool, and they might lose at Liverpool, or even going to Tottenham Hotspur, which Tottenham Hotspur always have troubles, and Manchester City always have trouble at the Nottingham, how do you call it, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So we know for sure they're gonna lose points there. And I'm not saying Arsenal are gonna win all these points, but I look at Newcastle, maybe that would be a challenge right after Manchester City game. So if we can win about 5 or 6 games before we go to Manchester City, and we have some points ahead, more than 4 gaps, I'm very, very sure we shall win the league when we get to this point. Because when you look at the last 5 games left, we go to Fulham, we go to West Ham, we go to Crystal Palace, and we go to Burnley. The last 4 games are just not very tricky to me because we have 2 home games and we have 2 away games. So if we can win if we can win most of our games before meeting Manchester City, I'm very sure we should be able to, in good shape, to win the league. But if we stumble around, let's say around Chelsea, and we don't win against Tottenham Hotspur, we maybe lose points at Sunderland when Sunderland comes to us. That is gonna be very, very, very strange and very devastating because we wouldn't want to be in that position. If we can win before going to Etihad, very sure. That is my thought on this. But we're not yet bottling it yet. But we shall see in the next few coming weeks. If we are still top by March, even if by 1 point, I will still be optimistic. I'm not losing any hope upon Arsenal yet, guys. So that's what I can say. But we should be in position, good shape to win. If we get to that position, very, very optimistic that we are able to do that. Um, that's my take on it. But anyway, it's not bottled up yet. Excuse me. But we shall see what come may. But Premier League is just unpredictable. Today you're winning. Look at the last few weeks. Arsenal was going over the top, winning 7 points, 8 points ahead, and now we're back to 4 points. So anything can happen. I'm not saying we're just gonna win every single game, but I'm still optimistic that we will do something, John. So stay right there and wait. I will be here every single day. So we shall see if we're going to cry or we shall celebrate together. So, yeah, be there. Subscribe to the channel, and you will mark my word and always come on and show me if I'm lying or not. So, if I'm lying, you will also tell me on the chat. But if you think what I said is something that you agree with, well, I will also be in position to share my heart with you because I know Arsenal, much as we are crying as Arsenal fans that we are not doing our best. This season is just very different. The games around every teams is just not the same game. If it's changed, like it's not the best anymore. Most teams are losing points, which is normal in a league where you have almost equal strength. Um, the younger teams or the small teams, so-called small teams, are also getting good players. You're bound to have those problems where you can win all the games. No, we're not here to win all the games. We're here to win as good enough games where we can win the league. So we're still in we're still in good shape. We are still in good shape, guys. So, John, that's what I can say to you on that. Let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you we don't have any other thing. I wish Arsenal best of the best on Wednesday, and tomorrow we will look deep into some of the tactical things that I think Arsenal can employ against building up into the Leeds game because it's going to be frustrating on Wednesday if they don't win, which I expect them to go 5-6 goals. If they score less than 1 goal, I would take it, but I will not be happy because they should be beating this how do you call it Kariak or something team with no with no problem. If they can't beat the Kariak team, then Arsenal is almost collapsing, I would say. But what can we say? So we'll see. If there's no question, if there's nothing, guys, we can go and end the show today. And if you have any question, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and be part of the channel. And we'll be back again tomorrow and talk of some of the key things that I think might be happening in the league or in the Champions League. We shall be having sometimes watch along, sometimes not. We shall be having reactions of the games, possibly every match day. We will do that, and we will be live here every day to discuss Arsenal in around this time. So if you're in the US, if you're in UK, wherever place you are in, we should be able to live stream and get your questions. If you have any question about Arsenal and you want to understand anything to do with the game, just get it ahead of time. Go in the comment and write your comment there. And if you want to be part of the stream as well and you want to join and give your views, pop in and I'll share the link with you so you can come and join and give your discussion. I want to build something where we have fans come in to discuss and have their views in, because I want to have a channel where fans are free to hear out their views on how Arsenal is performing and the good things and the bad thing, because that's how we can shape our community and shape our games also to the level where we want. Because if we don't do that, is you're only listening to me. I need opinions from you as well. So we'll be sharing. If you want to be part of the show, you can just DM me or even like go get my email there on the Arsenal stand and tap me there. I will be in good position to allow you come in and give your views. As long as you have good internet and you have a phone, you should be good to give your views in here in the channel. So if there is nothing, thanks so much for being there. Thanks so much for watching, and I appreciate every single comment that you guys have made. We want to build this community so we can, come talk football, because football is, I played the game and I know what it takes to play, and it's not easy as people think. Sometimes when you're in the pitch there, it's not what people see from the outside, because it's always different. And not every day is a Sunday. That's how I always say it. Because some days you do well, some days you don't. Even like here in the channel, sometimes you active and talking and having fun. Some days you're just not in for it. So it's just part of the game. And with jobs and with life in general, you can have good days and you have bad days. So let's hope the bad days for Arsenal has ended, and the next chapter that starts this week on Wednesday against Kairat from Kazakhstan would be a different one. Let's hope we can bring our acts together. I would say, bring our energy back and do the needful, so that we can have that bounce back. So if you're able to bounce back, that would be great. But if not, then we give it all to you guys. Yeah. Thank you so much for hanging out, and we'll see you again in um uh the next live stream tomorrow, and that would be at this same time. We always do it for an hour, and that would be all that I have. If nothing is there, thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for being part of the Arsenal Stand. And I will see you all again tomorrow. One love.